back yet, so I'm still making my way back.
Making my way down. Oh my god.
You're now listening to Gloomy Choonz.
What's going on, people? We are back, episode 4 of the podcast, the I'm Scayered Podcast. Apologies. Yeah. Apologies for last episode. It was one of those like rushed out episodes where we had to just get things done in time. So now that we're like back on these regularly, you should see a little bit more structure to it, which we've got today. And we're kicking things off with main man to my left. Oh, Mizzle, what are you saying?
For those of you who've seen SpongeBob, my leg! Oh, I don't know if I can get it out. There it is.
Off B1 the golden boot.
Yeah.
All these boots are
I'm in
golden.
a boot. I've joined Jesse.
Brothers.
Long
Didn't you preempt this in the last one? I'm sure you said like, I'll
Maybe.
be next or something like that.
If I did,
Because I'm sure one of the students came up to me and they were like, well, you know the podcast, you preempted it. It happened.
Well, yeah.
It's fate.
It was fate. Shout out us, futurists. Yeah, it wasn't even anything fantastic. Similar to Jesse, it was just Kong. Literally, I just did a Kong and landed, and then my leg snapped, and I went, broke my leg.
That's literally how it be.
Simple as that.
Pretty much how it happened, yeah. And then somehow, I have no idea how, I walked to the train station. Next time you see Matt, if you're a student listening and you know Matt, ask him how long it took us to walk, because it took so long. So long. But I made it, and then, I went to hospital, and they were like, it's broken. So, yeah, that was about 3 weeks ago now, I think. I've got 3 weeks left. It's healing pretty well, to be fair. But yeah, another man down.
Another man down.
Yeah.
So what did you like actually do to it?
So I fractured my fibula like right at the bottom, next to just above my ankle. So if you don't know, there's 2 bones in your leg, and it's the outside one, the like thinner one. It's just like cracked all the way through, which is lovely.
Whole way.
Twinning now.
Twinning, yeah.
It's your right leg, my left
now.
leg. So between us, we're not functioning at
I'm
all.
on the right leg as well.
Yeah.
The other day when we went out,
Oh mate,
we had,
even
like,
today, we were
work
walking down the
drinks.
subway.
Did you see the video that I
Yeah,
took
you said
Yeah,
paganised us, completely
What can you
paganised
do?
us.
You have to do what's best.
yeah, it happens. We do a dangerous sport, and I mean, to be fair, I haven't had that many injuries over the amount of time I've done it, so
Yeah.
they're just all catching up with me now later in my career.
And that's the thing, obviously, like for any parents watching and stuff, it is sometimes a shock seeing the coaches in that state, but you have to remember that obviously we're teaching this on a daily basis, so we're constantly going from like hot to cold to hot to cold, and not only that, but like the mental aspect of the sport as well. Sometimes you are doing things which physically scare you a little bit during classes, even to kind of encourage your students, and all of that kind of plays part and parcel of it. But like the time that we have in terms of like devoting to mobility and stuff like that is just not as much as we were when we were younger. So unfortunately, this is the cycle. As you get older, things start to decline a little bit.
It's just that, just that full overtraining, isn't it? Overtraining, overworking, not giving yourself enough rest.
And also, students, another insight, it's always on the basics it happens.
Yeah.
So,
And
even
actually-
when things are easy,
Yeah, funnily enough as well, I'm
Yeah.
going to mention on mats, Omar did this on a crash mat.
Yeah.
And honestly, people don't think that crash mats can hurt you more, but most of my injuries have been on, in fact, two of my worst injuries have been on something soft. So, you know, it kind of says it all. Obviously, when you have hard floor, it doesn't really give, as where like a crash mat would suffocate your ankle. So if you're still twisting as you get onto that crash mat, your leg is done ski.
Yeah.
So
continuously.
do not think crash mats are necessarily safe, and think twice before just yeeting yourself at the top of the steps onto crash mats.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Next on the agenda, we've got the Halloween jam. So I'm going to take most of this one because Jesse, you were there actually.
I was
weren't you?
there, I was there. I just
there,
wasn't able to
there.
do much, so I wasn't as involved or integrated. I was kind of just darting around, saying hi to everyone.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the first day back for me, saying hi to everyone, just kind of like
It
wondering
was
what
you who
happened to
wasn't
me.
there.
Yeah, that was a few
Yeah,
days
that was-
after.
That was
I
a
found
few
out.
days after you busted your leg, yeah. Just a massive thank you basically to everyone who came to the Halloween Jam. It was a wicked event. Everyone really enjoyed themselves, and it's always good, like us as coaches, actually being able to train with the community that we teach rather than just teaching them. That's always really refreshing. And then the camps as well. They were nice and busy, so kept staff working, and it kept them doing what they do best. So thank you very much to everyone who attended both of those events. We've got more events coming over Christmas. I'm not sure just yet whether we've got a jam, but we've definitely got half camps. So if you are eligible, go and take a look, because there are only probably a couple more spaces, if any at all. They've booked up super quick.
I think we checked like last week and there was only about 30 available. So
Yeah.
if they're not already gone, go and check fast.
Get in there quick. Yeah, they always go super quick. So get in there ASAP. But apart from that, there's not really much that we need to talk on with the Halloween Jam. Just again, a massive thank you to everyone. So
the video is live. I'm pretty sure we did the video, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you do want to see what happened and you weren't there, go and check the other video. There might be a link here somewhere, depending on if Omar feels nice enough. But yeah, go and give that a look, see what we got up to. Check the Instagram. Luke posted a couple of bangers from the session. And yeah, that's about it for the Halloween Jam. Cool. So moving on, we're now looking at the new collection that we created. So talking about all the injuries that we've recently had, we decided it would be a great idea to take some of our worst injuries that kind of defined us as athletes and put them into the clothing range. Now, the way that we also did this to make it a bit more involved for everyone is we made them more common injuries too. So we have the 3 t-shirts. One of them is the ankle injury, which these two now share. You now have the knee injury for me, so obviously. And then finally we have another one for Omar, because he's got double injuries for his shoulder. Yeah. With your shoulder, what happened in that? Just so everyone kind of knows the story.
Oh man, so shoulder, I first dislocated it. If you know what a Cody is, basically, if you don't know what it is, basically it's a front drop on a trampoline, and then you backflip all the way around to either your front or your feet. And like, I was prepping it and it was fine, like I could do the front drop. And then I did it one time. No, the one time I was going to commit to going round, I front dropped and I was like committing for the backflip, and then I just like felt my shoulder, like, I don't know, it was just weird. And I was like clutching my shoulder, trying not to land on my head in this backflip that started going round. And I was like, oh, I dislocated my shoulder. And then it was kind of fine after like 10-15 minutes or so. So, being stupid, I went back and did exactly the same thing, and exactly the same thing happened. Honestly, I don't know how I didn't land on my head.
Did you like land chest heavy? That's the only thing I can think. If you land chest heavy, then obviously your top half takes most of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Just happened. And then
fair, I tried to pull my leg in the other day like this, and I felt my shoulder kind of pop out.
Really?
So it could be anything.
The shoulder's well complicated joint as well. So.
And then after that, mate, it's just it's a slippery slope, isn't it? It does it once, it does it a million times.
Yeah, I remember we were training
easier
once.
And easier.
We were in chain store, and Omar went for a running pre and like flailed in the air. And obviously this man is known for his running prees, you know what I mean? So when I see him flapping in the air, I'm straight away like roasting, like, what the hell was that? And he's like, oh, I've dislocated my shoulder. I was like, nah, come on. He was like, no, fully. As he's thrown his arm up, it's come out.
Yeah, it's like in the air.
Slumped
That's like helicopter.
Yeah.
Did it help with the technique?
No, he's not Ryan.
Yeah, it's happened on too many times. So I had surgery to pin that, and then like touch wood, it's been all gravy since then. So.
Yeah.
And then for what did you injure for your ankle? Because did you do your fibula or your tibia?
I did both. Yeah, I did my fibula, but I then had a posterior fracture on my tibia. So the 2 bones in your ankle, the one at the front, your shin bone, is your tibia. The one next to it is the fibula. So I snapped the one on the outside, the fibula, the smaller one, and then had like a small fracture just on the back side of the tibia. Ended up with a plate with 14 screws, and then I had a screw put through my fibula and through my tibia. To like fuse them together, because obviously where they'd broken at the bottom end they were like separating, so you need to like hold them into place. And then about a month after, the screw in the middle of the bones ended up snapping. So I've just got a screw in my ankle just currently in half. Yeah, how did I do it? Went for a splat back.
Oh,
yeah. So I
remember.
I was at Ginfinity. I went for a splat back. I'd never really done them before. I'd done them with you a couple of times at like Paramount.
Disclaimer, on a soft thing again.
Yeah, this was the first eye-opening experience to like actually breaking something big, because I've fractured things before from impact, but this was just like I landed and my leg just went no. So as I jumped off of a trampette from 2 feet, which is a bit gross, first of all. Usually you'd kind of go into this with 1 foot, wouldn't you? So it's like a plyo setup, so it's a bit grim. And I had to kind of go at an angle to make sure that I landed on the mat. Anyway, it hit the splat back. The first one was like awful. I landed even worse than I did on the one where I broke my leg. And I literally remember getting up thinking, how the hell did I not do something there? Anyway, second one was fine.
Just
Third
like
one,
Omar.
absolutely perfect. And then I said to Rob, I was like, bro, fill this one for me, please. Bang, snap my leg. So I landed on the corner of the crash mat. The crash mat suffocated my ankle. My toes went to the left and my knee went to the right, or vice versa. All I remember feeling was my bone. And you know, you can't feel your bones on a normal day-to-day basis. Well, I felt a bone for the first time, and that's when I knew it was a bit of a traumatic experience.
Not looking good.
Nah, not looking good. And
And I'm only laughing because I went through the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And I know exactly how it felt.
yeah.
Everyone obviously knows my story about the knee for my injury. Is there anything else you want to add? I kind of cut you off there.
No, mainly just, obviously, as traumatic as these injuries are, they have made us the people that we are and the coaches that we are, and, you know, we can laugh about it. Unfortunately, everyone will go through some sort of injury in some stage of life, whether that's in parkour or not. You know, I know people that have literally fallen down the stairs and broken both ankles. In fact, I have someone in like a family member, close family, who fell off of something and ended up breaking both ankles. And they were in a worse state than me from doing parkour. You know, parkour reduces the risk of these sorts of things happening. But obviously when you do it with external elements like crash mats and stuff like that, and there's obviously loads of other factors, but things can go wrong. But yeah, they've made us who we are. Like, the mental gains that we've had from these injuries, being out of the sport that we love doing for months on end, having to have like family members rely on us, it builds you as like a character.
And as coaches, having to watch people and teach people what you love doing and can't do.
And quite frankly, it humbles you when you're on crutches and you want to go make a tea, and you go to the kitchen and you make the tea, and then you're standing there and your hands are in your crutches and you're like, oh, how am I going to take this tea back through? So like, it really humbles you. You start to realise that how incapable you are of everything. So it, you know, as negative as the line may seem, there are so many positives that go with it. So we kind of wanted to voice that to you guys, and just make you aware that obviously it's a joke if you're sensitive to it and you don't appreciate it. Not a problem at all. We know it's not to everyone's taste, but it's something that is important to us.
And personal
to us. So it's something that we still wanted to push out there, regardless of the kind of conflict of interest. But yeah,
exactly. Now, backing off of that, there are some other bits of merch that go along with it. We have got the new S-Nerd. I don't know if you can see from that far away.
That thing is a rude boy.
Roasty.
It is a rude boy. It's
nice adjustable strap on the back. Yeah. Oh, it's lovely.
Every time
Probably one of my favourite things. Probably one of my favourite things.
Every time I've walked the dog in the evening and it's been absolutely miserable, that thing has saved me. Absolutely saved me.
The new jumper as well, the fractured jumper.
Yeah.
Try and give you a little twirl. I'm not very mobile
Ends
right
up busting
now.
his leg again.
We might end up again. We might get some photos on here depending on how much we edit this one. We are in a very ghetto setup at the minute as we're in the middle of transferring to the new gym.
Yeah,
we know you're sick of hearing it. We're sick of hearing it, but it is just the case.
Yeah, it's just temporary setup.
And finally, we've got the hat. Now again, that's the fractured hat, and you can find all of these currently on sale. And there will be on sale to past Black Friday through Cyber Monday, so get on it as soon as you can. There's also a sneak reveal coming just before Christmas.
Last clothing orders as well, the 5th of December. Sorry for cutting you off.
That's all good.
5th of December, last clothing orders. Make sure you get your clothing orders in before then. If you don't, there's no guarantee that they will arrive before the new year. It will probably be more January 2023. So make sure you get your clothing in. Like Jesse said, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, codes on for discount. So utilise those.
Now definitely keep your eyes peeled as well, because there's another surprise drop coming. It's going to be a small little mini drop, and it should be, we're thinking about dropping it just in time to get your last orders in for Christmas. Not 100% on the date yet because we still need to finalise some designs, but it is going to be rude. Absolutely rude. I think it's most people's favourite piece in the new collection that we made, so we had to take it away and kind of protect it a little bit. Nurture it a little bit. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Moving on next, we've got half camps for Christmas. Obviously, we've already kind of briefly touched on these. First week, as per usual, we've got the partnership with Caterlink. So Caterlink will be providing the food for the first part. But second week, we have partnered up with Coriander Bedford. This is actually one of the guys that I went to school with's business. So yeah, it's really good to be supporting like another local business, especially someone that I kind of grew up around. I've eaten there once and it was absolutely banging. Loved it, so I can't wait to see.
Literally went there one time and was like, nah, go
Yeah,
back.
I'm hooked. Yeah, I'm hooked. So I'm really excited to see what kind of comes from the food on the second week. And also, staff have got food as well. So you know how I look after the staff. But yeah, half camps are pretty much either fully booked or near enough fully booked. So if you are looking for a space, make sure you kind of don't hesitate on that and try and inquire about it as quick as possible.
Second week students, you're in for a treat.
You are in for a treat. What are the dates for those? They are the
27th through to the 30th.
Yeah, and then the first week is 22nd through to the 24th or something like that. Yeah, they're all on the website.
No, I think it's the 21st or the 23rd.
Have a look on the website. They're on the website. They're on Facebook.
We made the marketing quite a while ago.
We've got so many dates that we have to remember, just little things. So
Omar will find it now while we're going through the rest.
Cool. Moving on to the new gym. This is really exciting for us because it's getting closer and closer and closer. He's got the marketing. It is
Cool. It's the 19th to the 22nd, and then the 23rd, and then back the 27th, 8th, and 9th.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, new gym. Really excited about it because we're getting closer to that point. We've been having various meetings. As you guys know, Sport England are very much on our side. They're supporting us with our journey, which is really, really humbling for us because, you know, we've never really had support from like external organisations up until last year, kind of December time last year, which was when we got our first grant. So to think that
was when we first started working with Samsung, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So up until then, everything's mainly been off of our back, and now that we've got organisations that are like reaching out to us and giving us that help, it's really good to see that people are appreciating what we're doing and that we're doing the right things. It's kind of that confirmation in my head. Oh, actually, cool.
We're doing some good stuff.
We're doing the right stuff. Yeah. You know how self-doubt be. But we've got some timelines for you guys, and although these aren't concrete timelines, they are kind of getting closer to being set in stone. So around January time, about mid-January is when we should be able to go in there and commence with the building. And
that's when all the roof will be done from the landlord, and the landlord side of work will be finished, and then we're actually able to get in and commence.
That is the long part.
Yeah, that's the long part. Just waiting for that roof to be finished. We should be able to get in a little bit beforehand as well and start building up some equipment and the other areas. We're really excited to show you our designs and how we plan to run this gym. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We're planning to also try and outsource to other different gyms or free runners who are versed in building gyms to try and either come and help us, give us some ideas, or just work with us in general to help the community of free runners in our local area.
Yeah, we've already had quite a couple of people as well inquire about like third party hire. So we've had some gymnasts, some cheerleaders, some pole guys come and inquire about it. We've had inquiries about a trapeze, I think, as well. So we've got quite a lot of different people who are interested, like multi-sports, like from different acrobatic backgrounds. So if that's something that you're interested in, or you know of someone who could maybe utilise that space, make sure you let us know, because the more that we can plan things in, the easier it makes it, rather than having to try and make arrangements that maybe they can't fit. Because although the space is a big upgrade from Trinity, it's not like a massive warehouse, so to speak. So we are kind of limited with space. Yeah, ideally in like an ideal world, in years to come, we'll branch out to a bigger one and have that as like a second site. But for now, this is an absolutely great kind of transfer because it's not too big.
On top of that, just backing off of the whole other people inquiring through us, there may also be opportunities to in the future access the Parkour UK sites, I believe. Now, we recently partnered with Parkour UK, didn't we?
Yeah, we affiliated with them.
Affiliated, that's the word. I don't know anything about that really, so I'm going to hand that over to you to kind of talk a little bit about what that means for us as a community and where our standpoint is on that.
It's more kind of like confidence in our community's eyes that we're affiliated to the national governing body. So as where before, obviously we'd had connections with Parkour UK, and there's a lot of changes that they've made to their structure over the last couple of years, which have kind of fizzled those connections in and out between a lot of organisations. But now they're back on it consistently, and the national governing body are actually there operating. It means that basically we're in communication with them, so we're keeping our company running to the standards which they recommend, which obviously as the national governing body for a sport, that's what you'd like to see, to make sure things are being run properly and we're adhering to standards essentially.
All above board.
Yeah,
we love it.
There's not much more else to it that really benefits the community much, apart from they just have that security and kind of peace of mind that we're not just like winging it and doing things off our own back. Like,
it also does mean that we can be a voice for our local community, because being an affiliate we get some voting power in that. Say when Parkour UK do run votes for certain decisions, we do get a say in that, and we can take into account our local community and their best interests.
Yeah, and there's also opportunity to be able to like link with other clubs in the future for like competitions and things like that, just like friendly competitions. So hopefully just the whole networking side of things makes things a lot nicer.
Don't worry, we won't let you guys do floor breakdancing. We'll cut that Thighs nonsense.
We'll cut that. So in terms of the new gym, we're at a stage where like we're really, really excited, but also we're really, really kind of frustrated because we're not in there yet. And whilst there is loads and loads of planning to be done, there also isn't much changes to how we're going to run operationally. So in terms of like planning for operational things, there's not a great deal that needs doing. A lot of it is very much dependent on we need to get this amount of stuff, or we need to get these things specifically, but we can't get that until we're in a position to actually have somewhere to keep it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we're just planning finances, and everything just depends on finances. Yeah. One thing that we are really, really pushing for though is grants. So we obviously do have like a large pot of money that we are kind of slowly saving up over time, and our expected budget for the kit out of the gym is looking between 85 and £100,000 somewhere. So obviously we are quite far off of that currently, and what we're planning on doing is operating at a worst case scenario, so to speak, which is having the centre fully kitted out with like the mezzanine, the reception area, etc., and then just using our mobile setup, which we currently use at Trinity. But rather than it being mobile where we set it up and pack it down every day, we'll obviously leave it in like set structures for like a week or so.
With a full setup, so it's still a gym. But again, that is the very worst case scenario. From then till now, we do not get any more funding, or something catastrophic happens.
Yeah,
very unlikely to happen that way.
What would happen following that is that we'd obviously then kit out the gym kind of incrementally following grant funding, programs and services that are running, etc. But ideally, we're hoping that we can get, in my mind personally, I want like the minimum, the office, the reception, all of that sort of welfare facilities done, and then all of the parkour specific structures done. Yeah. So we're estimating that's going to cost somewhere between 20 and 25,000, and that's for like the materials and the fitting. So that will include like bars and the walls and everything. So that way we have set structures. Then the spring floor, which is quite important to me personally, I know it is to some of you guys as well, that would probably be like the next thing that comes. So we just kind of follow that chain down as to what we can get depending on finances.
Now we are also looking for sponsors and volunteers to help out too. If you have any kind of trade skills and you're willing to help, electrician, plumbing, carpenter, anything that you're just willing to help with your time, please drop us a message, reach out to us. We're more than willing to. Even if you don't know how you can help, you're just up for helping, message us and we'll see what we can do and see how you could help. Yeah,
there's ways that we can reward you guys in turn as well, and we have already had like members of our community and customers and things say that they're more than happy to help, which is absolutely amazing, because essentially the time frames that we've got, big up you guys, from January, like mid-January, then until like March, whether it be the beginning of March or the end of March, still not a very like massive difference in time frames. We have between a month and a half and 2.5 months essentially to build an entire facility, build the toilets, build the reception, build the office, build the mezzanine, build the workshop, build the cafe, build the parkour structures, put the spring floor in, do everything. And
I'm in a goddamn
he's in a leg brace. Yeah, he's in a robot brace. He's in a cast. I'm floating along.
You just carry it.
Just got big shoulders at the minute. It's alright. CJ's passed the baton back to me.
While his knees are safe.
Yeah,
his knees are shot.
Now they're getting better, to be fair. But yeah, like there's so many people that are gonna be helping out, and obviously finances are very much stretched in a project like this. So everyone knows that I'm going to reward them back in different ways, and there's going to be days where we're working late. I can already see us three being in the facility until about 3 o'clock in the morning.
At least 14-hour shifts.
Yeah, so it's going to be tiring, and I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also very much looking forward to it being done. Yeah, so then
Next thing, let's move on to the next project.
It's the unknown which is killing us, I think. But yeah, we're handling it well.
In the sense of sponsors, if you don't know what, or you're interested in helping us in that way, we are looking for either people who know building merchants, anybody around the construction side, scaffolding, who could either offer us a discount on products, or they could donate products in return for their, I think it's for their tax relief.
Yeah, so they'll get relief on like corporation tax.
Because we are a CIC, it's a charitable donation, and that's what gives you the relief on that. It's just a great way to help out the community. We'll be able to shout your name, promote you, do loads of other stuff rather than you just getting the tax relief. We'd love to promote you guys in the building on banners, posters, even team t-shirts when we go to different athlete events, depending on like the deal that we do work out. If anyone knows anybody at all and has their contact details, send them over, let us know. We greatly appreciate all the help. The more people that are talking about it and hearing it, the more likely someone is to come out of the woodwork. Oh yeah, I can definitely do that. Exactly. I can help.
Kind of closing off with the new gym, last little bit of information for you guys. I think for us three mainly as a team now, the next thing that we're going to be working on is basically finalising the designs. So not only are we going to finalise the actual gym floor layout, but I personally want to start looking into like room layouts and start making SketchUps of rooms and stuff like that. So that way when we go into that facility and we're ready to build, we can go to the team, here you go. Like, this is what it looks like. You don't need to ask questions, kind of thing.
What about Ryan?
Well, yeah, he's going to ask questions regardless, bless him, because he's retarded.
What about Ed? You can be over in the corner squatting.
Yeah, to be fair, he'll be bench pressing.
Yeah, but you'll know
blocks.
We've got manual labour from him. He'll love it. He'll be there picking up stuff.
Ed, mate, go and get that 16-ton wooden block from over there.
He comes back with 3 of them.
You see balancing it on his head. Yeah. But yeah, in terms of like the new gym, that's pretty much all we've got to do now. Obviously, we're working with organisations as well to work on like the longevity of the company and its structure and business plans going forward. All of that sort of stuff behind the scenes, which is why we are very busy. But that's pretty much all we can really say right now.
That's everything.
So I'm gonna let my main man close up with social media, content, videography, and that sort of business.
Yeah, so as you guys have probably seen, there's a lot more content going out. Hopefully it's a lot more consistent. We want to kind of know what you guys like to see. We have sort of a plan of what we think you guys might want to see, but we know there's stuff we've made that we enjoy making, but we don't think that's what we should put out as such. So like the game of Stick, but then I've had students come up to us and say like they really love that. So help us out, guys. Let us know what kind of stuff you want to see. Hopefully we can kind of like cater some of the stuff we've planned and we are making towards what you enjoy watching.
Especially like parents as well who are watching this. You guys like get back to us as well, because at the end of the day we're just like 3 young lads who are obviously working very hard on this thing, but then we want to show that we're not like businessmen with suits and briefcases and stuff. We are just normal people, and we're
part of the community.
Yeah, we're having a sick time whilst doing something that we love that is really paying off. So we want to kind of give that inspiration back to people to show that it's possible. So like, do you want to see us as we are? Do you want to see us like in certain environments? Like, let us know. Get as involved as possible.
What I don't want to hear is, I want to see Jesse do this because
my leg. Yeah, don't ask me to do any parkour at the minute.
No specific personal request.
Yeah.
No,
just general.
In terms of things like that, would you like to see breakdowns of things that scare coaches? So like, we do a session on, say, Luke doesn't like this move, and then we watch him break it down, so you see the process he goes through. Because I think, although sometimes in class we do say to kids we're scared, because we're teaching, you kind of just have to do stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think necessarily, unless you maybe come to squad or open gym, you'll see us actually be scared of stuff and like have to break it down in our heads.
I think as well, like, from being a kid and having like teachers and coaches and stuff, you kind of look at them as differently to a person.
Yeah, like superhero.
You see them like a superhero. camera report limit has been reached. You know,
Listen,
get it
I'm not back yet.
So
I'm still making my way back.
making my way downtown. Oh my god. So yeah, we were kind of saying that like when I was a kid or when we were a kid, we would like look up to coaches and teachers and stuff like that as superheroes. We're not like that. We are just regular people. So like to see how we battle all of that stuff, I think is very important because there are kids that I teach that definitely go, oh, Luke can do every single move and is never scared of everything. He gets everything right perfectly 100% of the time. No, my friend,
That is not
that is
true.
wrong. That is very, very wrong.
We have our little 5-minute temper tantrums. Then
No. Jesse has his little temper
incorrect.
tantrums.
Luke does too.
No, I do not.
That's
That's a lie.
not a lie. I'm gonna find it.
We all have them at different stages.
Absolutely.
To be fair.
Nah, Luke's is like when he can do a trick, but he can't palm backs.
Palm backs? No.
When you were doing palm backs.
Pop palms, that's a different gravy. Let me quickly tell you a story.
I don't get angry.
All the time. First of all, like palms where you're on a block and you jump and then palm, so you go like down lower than what you were taking off of kind of thing.
Yeah.
I always used to go to the right. I figured out one day after we were doing these pop palms,
yeah, I
remember I was
remember
well
that, yeah.
slanted. I was like this, I was like, why am I slanted? I went to the left and it was absolutely perfectly straight. So I figured out the whole time I've been going wrong.
Right.
Next time we try pop palms, which will be in like 2035 and I'm not crippled, I'm going to try stepping up and then going to the left instead. And if they're straight, I'm going to pull up this clip, I'm going to remind everyone and just go bang.
No, actually, I'm going to pull it up because how long have I been saying do it to the left?
Yeah, but why? Because I take off
Because you
my
can take
right
off
leg.
the right and
That's
you can pull the leg
disgusting.
in.
Oh, that's
Because you can
gross.
just swing the leg in with
I
it.
don't know. I feel like I'd go into like a bit of a palm spin, kind of.
It's
Like,
because you're used to doing the gingers on the left, I think.
maybe, yeah. But then when I do congainers as well, I go to the right, which doesn't make any sense because like I gate and
Well,
ginger.
no, you're
to the
strong.
left.
Your hand right, so you want to really keep that right hand on.
I'm a strong man. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But content's looking really good. Omar's doing a sick job as media assistant. So there's a lot more videos coming out and stuff.
Don't forget to tag us in your videos.
Oh,
Anything that you record or is in Spiral, outside of Spiral, in Spiral gear, if you're part of the community, tag us.
Yeah, you'll probably
We've got
see as
community
well.
clip of the week. I think that's about what you're
Yeah,
about to
that's
say.
what I was going to
There
say.
you go, hand
Please,
it over.
guys, send them to us. The team are useless, especially since I haven't been here. Actually, Luke has sent me them. Luke has been funding
I've
me
not
them.
been here either.
Everyone else
I've been
has
bugging
not
others.
sent a
I'm
clip
on
in
that clip
at
of the
all.
week.
So parents or students, if you're watching, please send your clips in if you record them. Tag us in them, and it gives me more than one person to choose from each week.
In fact, I want to set the challenge to everyone to just start filming stuff as well, like even in class.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys understand how powerful filming stuff is. There's so many times where I'll be teaching a class which is like a lot lower in numbers, so it's not as congested and stuff, where I'm like to mums and dad, I'm like, get mum to record that, go back and watch it, because they'll be like, I am tucking. They go back, they watch the video and they realise they're holding their kneecap with one finger and they feel like they're in the tightest ball ever, so it helps you learn so much.
So
easier.
much, yeah.
So yeah,
And on top
definitely
of that, it motivates you because you get to see your own improvements
Yeah.
and where you started
You
from, and
cross-reference
how much you've improved.
I can tell you now, there is nothing better than like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years later, however long, looking back on something and going, oh my god, that is where I started and that is where I've got to now.
I did that
Because
yesterday.
yeah, like you go through this phase where I'm going through it now, where I feel absolutely rubbish,
Stagnant, yeah.
Literally, I feel like I can't even backflip, front
Plateaued.
flip, side flip,
Yeah.
or anything anymore
Absolutely.
because my body's so broken. So like, it's so good to actually refresh that in your memory. And
You
see
know
like,
what?
the
I
content
did the same
improvements.
the last couple of days, and even looking back, so in my brain I was like, oh, I used to be so good. I look back through my clips and I'm like, even with my Brock leg, I'm still better. Like my tech is way better, so there's still progress to, like, you can still see the progress.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, in terms of podcast numero 4, that is us.
We're
Finito.
out.
And actually, it didn't take as long as I thought it was going
Nah,
to,
that's right.
because we always
Perfect.
have a mission doing this.
Technical
Shall we,
difficulties, but I think
Make our way
smashed
downtown?
it.
Make our way downtown. Walking fast, faces fast, and I'm homebound. Diddle-a-diddle-a-doo, diddle-a-diddle-a-doo. Peace.